And we are live. Hello, Weekend Warriors, and welcome to our resurrected TokuCHATsu, which we haven't done since last summer.
What is up, Weekend Warriors? It's good to be back on this subject.
And tonight we are going to be talking about tonight for TokuCHATsu, to start it all, we'll be talking about a more underrated series that a lot of diehard Toku fans are quite familiar with, but newer ones may not be as familiar with. We're talking about the Metal Hero series.
Now, I want to go into briefly why it's called the Metal Hero series, if you don't mind. Whilst your skateboard falls over. So, the Metal Hero series goes way back to around the same era as it goes back to the Showa era. And during the Showa era, you had the spandex-clad Sentai, the leather-clad riders, and so they thought, well, these heroes wear metal armor, so we'll call them the Metal Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the entire basis behind that nickname Metal Heroes, which kind of grew to encompass any Toei Toku show outside of Sentai or Kamen Rider, when really that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Because not all of those extra heroes are metal heroes.
Right. Oops. Yeah, sorry. What was the first metal hero? I'm curious, actually.
I believe the first metal hero was, in fact, Space Sheriff Gavan.
Oh, okay. I'm pulling up the chat.
And Space Sheriff Gavan was exactly that. He was a space sheriff. He had come to Earth to take care of a rising crime problem. Specifically, it's essentially just a police drama with a space twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where Gavan set itself apart from the other series.
With it being a hero from space who is a law enforcement agent coming to Earth?
No, it was more... Okay, so the Sentai all had their own versions of, like, transformation devices in one form or another.
Right.
And the Kamen Riders had their belts.
Mm-hmm.
But Gavan set the standard for the Metal Heroes, transforming or having their costume sort of beamed onto them from their vehicle.
Right. Wait, didn't at least in the original Kamen Rider manga, before, or the manga version of Kamen Rider, Ichigo's suit was always in his bike.
You mean Rider Man?
No, in the original Kamen Rider manga of Ichigo, 1971, the one that Shataro Ishinomori wrote, his suit was in his bike. But
yes, because he had not really come up with the whole Henshin thing yet.
Yes, I think that was all Toei that eventually did that.
Yeah, but we're talking like television.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I honestly think maybe the suit coming from the vehicle type thing, somehow he incorporated that into Metal Heroes and later Kamen Riders. Ishinomori created Metal Heroes, right?
I don't know who did. I think it was just like another thing that happened.
Okay.
Now, originally they didn't think it was going to be like, you know, a Metal Hero series. They thought they were starting the Space Sheriff series.
Mm-hmm.
So after Gavan, they had Charivan, which he was pretty much the same deal as Gavan, except his armor was red.
Yeah, Charivan. Oh yes, I see, and he looks really cool.
Yeah, same kind of motif to the armor.
Uh-huh.
And that continued on to Scheider, who was blue.
Yeah, it looks like the first 3 installments were space sheriffs.
Yep, and like I said, they thought that was going to be the norm for a while, but then they came out with Kyoju Tokuso Juspion, which got adapted into VR Troopers here in the States.
Okay, so he's the one that they were originally going to call Cybertron?
I think so.
When Saban decided to adapt it?
Yeah, I think so.
The original name was Cybertron.
And then they had Spielbahn follow that up afterwards, and that's where they got some of the other footage for the armor.
Yep, Spielbahn. Now, which one is the Beetleborgs from?
Oh, that would be Juko B Fighter and Kabuto B Fighter, I believe.
Okay, I'm looking for them in here. Juko B Fighter, yep. And B Fighter Kabuto. Ooh, Blue SWAT. I'm curious what Blue SWAT is.
Blue SWAT's actually a little interesting. They don't henshin at all. They actually carry around suitcases with their suits in it.
Ooh, nice. Images. Oh, I've seen images of these guys before. Yeah, and you can tell it's armor you put on because, yeah. But they count as metal heroes?
Yes, they do.
All right. All right. Yeah, so we got I think in terms of metal heroes though, just in general, my favorite design just that would have to be either the Kabuto one, or the B fighters, or the space sheriffs. Oh no, but actually, yeah, the B fighters. Not actually, no, not the space sheriffs. I do love the space sheriffs, but there's a specific one I really like. Let me find it. They had more of a cybernetic look to them with their armor. Okay, it's the color scheme was blue, red, and yellow on the team. I think they were rescue based.
Oh, that might have been Exceed Draft.
Sea Draft, okay. I have not watched it yet, but I really like the looks of them. But yeah, I like the B fighters. I'm really like the B fighter looks.
I'm actually in the middle of watching Wind Spectre right now.
Do you recommend it?
It's kind of goofy.
Well, isn't TokuCHATsu as a whole goofy?
Yeah, but it's like that old Showa era kind of goofy.
Okay, I'm in. I freaking watched I'm still watching Kamen Rider Ichigo and I'm loving it, so
well, it's essentially one human and 2 robots, right?
right?
And they work a rescue sort of thing.
Okay. I think I can get into that.
A little bit like Tomika Hero's Rescue Fire.
Uh-huh.
Now, there is another metal hero, technically a metal hero, because of his armor, that doesn't henshin, but rather just manually equips his armor.
Yeah.
And that would be Jiraiya.
Spell that? 1 second, I'll be right back.
All right, hold on.
What'd you say? Okay.
Jiraiya. I can't remember what the full name was here, but Sekai Ninja Sen Jiraiya. Yes. Essentially, it was your typical ninja story. his clan gets wiped. I believe his clan does get wiped out, and he's left this armor from his grandfather. He equips it and I believe goes out to seek vengeance or justice. Don't take my word as gospel. I've never watched this one. I just remember vague hints of it from Wikipedia articles because I thought it looked interesting. Well, stepping away from Jiraiya anyway, what you'll find with the Metal Heroes is they will keep bringing them back, but they'll typically only bring back the most recognizable ones. So that means the space sheriffs. It means not Blue SWAT. Blue SWAT is not on that list. I'm trying to. Pretty much any of the police themed ones, you're gonna see maybe Soul Brain. But the thing is, Metal Heroes just didn't catch on like it was supposed to. And instead of having 3 really cool series, 2 that kind of just followed this, they were the same team dynamic over and over again, and then 1 that had a different dynamic every time, would have been awesome. But as it stands, they just exist. These shows now just exist as sort of a fringe thing for Toku fans to seek out when they're tired of the mainstream stuff.
All right, what did I miss?
I was just talking about.
Yes.
Tomorrow, school-wide. What is it? What do you need to be there? I need to be there at 9:30, by 9:30, and it ends at 8:45. And
where was I? 3 shows could have been awesome.
Yeah. Here, wherever I am.
And at the same time, I think because it was going to be such a new thing every time, they realized they just didn't have the time to write. Because let's face it, with Sentai and Kamen Rider, there is a bit of a formula. It makes it easier to write to. Metal Heroes, because it was a different kind of story every time, quite an effort to write, I think. Oh, I was just speculating.
Jiraiya. Yeah, what was it?
Oh, Sekai Ninja Sen Jiraiya.
Metal Hero. Images. Oh, yes, I know this guy. I've seen images of him. He also had a cameo in Ninja.
Of course he did.
You didn't know that?
I didn't really watch all of Ninja.
I watched enough. And I've seen clips and images of him in Ninja. You were saying?
Oh yeah, I was talking about how at this point in time, Metal Heroes really only exists as a series of fringe shows that fans seek out when they're tired of Kamen Rider or Sentai. It's the first thing they usually look for.
Right.
If they don't watch Ultraman.
Okay. That makes sense. Now, other than just Metal Heroes, are there any other existing Toei heroes other than the Kamen Riders and the Sentais? Or are all the rest anime related?
Well, there are a few, but they're like I can't remember their names. They're all bug themed.
Okay. Oh, really? Like, what era are we talking?
Showa.
Okay.
Outside of Toei, you've got the Toho heroes like Godzilla, well, and Ultraman,
Hmm.
and then you've got a couple of other companies that tried to get in on it. For instance, Madan Senkiryu Kendo
Mm.
by Tomika.
Tomika, aren't they the people that made Gotcha Man?
They made the
Hurricane
Tomika model cars.
and Hurricane Polymer.
They made Tomika Heroes Rescue Force, Tomika Heroes Rescue Fire.
Let me look this up. Tomika Heroes. Images. How do you spell Tomika?
Tomica.
All right, let's see here. Ooh, this looks cool. I see one here that has like a whole color scheme of just orange.
Yep, that'd be Rescue Fire. Oh, no, wait, if the base color scheme is orange with like different colored armors,
Yeah.
that'd be Rescue Force.
Yeah, that's Rescue Force. Oh, they look cool, and they have mechs too.
Yep.
Oh, nice. And what? They even have a DS game, it looks like.
Yeah, they were kind of semi-popular for a while.
Huh. And you want to expand into just third-party tokus now that you kind of much filled Metal Heroes?
Sure. I mean, I watched Rescue Fire for a while, and I gotta say it was definitely meant for a younger audience.
How so was it meant for a younger audience?
It was very much played out like one of the goofier Sentai.
Would you go as far to compare it to Power Rangers?
In tone, maybe.
Okay. What about in character development and filler episodes and acting?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So it didn't have.
But there was enough story. There was enough story there that it kept you engaged.
Okay. That's good. Ooh, have you brought up the There's this one third-party Power Rangers season actually. Power Rangers Dino Force Brave. You didn't know about this?
Dino Force Brave. Was that the Korean Power Rangers?
Yes. That's weird.
I've heard about.
Is the Korean version of Power Rangers under Saban's property?
It might be a similar license. I don't know.
Let's see. Korean Power Rangers. I'm going to look up and see what the licensing of this is. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if they're just called, if it's just like the Power Rangers name slapped on Super Sentai or not.
I think it is a different story.
Because they seem to, not Dino Force Brave is completely new because they use new suits, new footage, and everything with Korean characters. But if I'm correct, when with Super, they just all they do is they sub the Sentai shows and call them Power Rangers something. Let's see. Let's see. Power Rangers Miracle Force. I remember Ghost Sager was called Miracle Force. Let me look up the Wikipedia for it. Wikipedia. All right. Korean Super Sentai. I'm still. Can you pull up the topic while I'm trying to search for this topic?
Yeah.
Legend Hero.
Legend Heroes. That's right. Legend Heroes is actually watchable on YouTube right now with English subtitles in the closed captions options, but it's actually a pretty engaging idea because it focuses on, like, in order to be one of these heroes, you have to have the same name as an ancient hero in Korea's, warring periods.
I got the info. All right, so Power Rangers Dino Force Brave is a South Korean tokusatsu television show produced by the same company which distributes the Super Sentai series in South Korea under the Power Rangers label, despite being unrelated to Saban brands. It serves as a sequel to the 2013 Super Sentai Kyuruger. Kyuruger, yeah, and the majority of the main cast is composed of K-pop artists. So that's a reason to get K-pop fans into it.
I suppose, yeah.
The show is dubbed into Japanese by Toei under the label Zuden Sentai Kyuruger Brave. The Japanese dub version was streamed in Bandai's official YouTube channel as well as through the Toei TokuCHATsu fan club in Japan starting in April 14th. Set within the timeline of the Super Sentai series, which taking place after the events of Zuden Sentai Kyuruger and during the events of Reisha Sentai TokuCHATsu and Shuriken Sentai Ninja. You want me to read the synopsis?
No, that's cool. Okay. I was actually talking a little bit about what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Legend Hero.
Okay.
Essentially, they get these little embodiments of the vassals of these legendary heroes that they stick into a gauntlet, and your typical martial arts sign of acknowledgement. And this gives them special armor and weapons. And should it come down to it, it can sort of fold space, and you can set up a giant mech battle. And the mechs are made up of two parts, one part controlled by the legend hero and the second part controlled by that little embodiment that they stuck in their gauntlet. And it's always like a top half and a bottom half. And essentially what they're doing is they're competing for a wish a la Ryuki style.
Okay.
Again, it's very goofy, but it centers around this kid who really wants to be a great martial artist. And he's fighting to make the wish to be the greatest martial artist.
That makes sense.
So his reasons for this contest are a lot more shallow than some of the others. Personally, I like Armor Heroes.
Okay.
Armor Hero. It's a Chinese tokusatsu. And it's an ongoing series. It's kind of like their version of Kamen Rider or whatever.
Right.
But it's always focused around a team of heroes that utilize belts in some way to transform.
Right.
and they're usually taking on the forces of darkness. In the original Armor Heroes,
When did Armor Hero start?
I think it must have been in mid to late 2000s.
Okay, so it was after the Heisei era of Kamen Rider started.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, my favorite I've seen a few Armored Hero suits, and I really like that flame one. The one that's more that has like plastic flame molds on it.
Oh, Dragon Hero?
Yeah.
Or maybe Armor Hero Lava.
Let me look them up. Let's see. Armor Hero Lava. Yep, that's him. That is definitely him.
And with every Armor Hero series, there's always an Emperor. Yep, that's Lava.
Mm-hmm. In every Armor Hero series, there's always what?
An Armor Hero Emperor.
Okay.
And he's always the guy who combines the powers of them all.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, no, wait. The original Armor Heroes used a weird watch thing.
Okay.
With the gem. But Armor Hero Emperor from that series did use a belt.
Is it funny that they're interesting that their toys look better quality than Kamen Riders does in Sentai?
They're a bit more complex. I've never used one, so I can't say whether the quality is good or not.
And these aren't just like SH figures. They're actual toys you buy. They have more paint on them. In detail. Unlike Toei, who will just slap a minimalistic amount of paint on a Kamen Rider toy and call it a Kamen Rider toy.
Well, Bandai, but...
Well, Bandai, yeah.
Armor Hero really is a cool series to watch. I don't know that I'd want to own any of the toys.
Why? They look pretty
I've
cool.
seen them, and they rely very heavily on gold and silver plastic.
Okay. And, oh yeah, you have a huge issue with gold and silver plastic.
It just does not age well. It becomes brittle way too quickly.
Well, I should definitely...
It looks great when it's new.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't trust it in the long term.
Well, I should definitely start watching it.
Yeah, they've got an official YouTube channel.
And it's dubbed, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's good. Now, what is the violence level on it and the seriousness level of it? Like story, character deaths, and all that? Maturity overall. Between Kamen Rider
Middle school edginess.
Yeah, between Kamen Rider and Power Rangers level, where would you rate it?
Just a little less intense than Kamen Rider.
Okay, so it's watchable then.
Yeah, it's pretty watchable. The dub is kind of, but the story's cool.
I mean, that's fine. I can handle bad dubs. I watch Ultraman, so. I recently rewatched the original Ultraman a month ago.
Yep. There was another show that ran alongside this. It was kind of like the Chinese Super Sentai.
Was it Sport Ranger?
Sport Ranger was one in that series.
Chinese Super Sentai. What are they called? Images. Zushin Zan Jidoi.
That sounds right.
Zoo Ranger. Oh, it's an animated thing based on Zoo Ranger.
Oh no, that's not what I'm thinking of then.
Well, there's one of them at least that's animated. Oh, we've got yeah. I think they just have different names every time they make a new one. I
But
don't know
yeah,
if there's.
Armored Hero is a lot of fun.
Well, it definitely looks like it. Well, I think that's all we can talk about honestly tonight.
Yeah, we might. TokuCHATsu might have to be shorter streams.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was fun talking like this. Maybe next time on TokuCHATsu we do something specific. We go over a specific series.
Yes. Well, next week. Ooh,
I've not been caught up on build, so we're gonna have to
me
go
neither.
older.
Next week? Do you want to cover maybe the Hasbro Bandai or the Hasbro buyout of Saban and Power Rangers?
It wasn't really a buyout. It's a whole different thing. It's not as big a deal as people are making it.
Okay.
So I don't think it's really that worthy of a thing. But how about next week we cover a specific series? Ultraman Mebius?
Mebius. I'd have to actually watch that first. Can we do the original Ultraman? Since I've definitely watched that.
Sure.
All right. Well, next week we'll be talking about the original Ultraman then.
All right. Thanks everyone so much for watching, and as always, we will see you later, Weekend Warriors.
Stay more phenomenal, everybody.